Shefali, a legacy of lawyers in the family. But she has carved a path of her own. So my process in all of this was to trust Shefali, to make sure we're not overdoing it, to make sure we're being as authentic. But at the same time, I did have some conversations with my lawyer friends. I attended a few sessions to understand, and eventually there's just one Kashaf and I had to find her. There was no one particular person I was looking up to saying I want to play it like that. I think I just instinctively felt her, and that's how I portrayed her.
Thank you. The next question, please. You raise your hand and the microphone will go to you, please.
Hello. My question is to Advocate Ravindra Suryavanshi. Sir, as an aspiring lawyer, I have to ask you this. What's one piece of advice that you received when you were first starting out in your career? Can you please share it with us?
Just prepare thoroughly for your matter. Give your 100% because the result is not even in your hand. But if you are, somebody had said that if you feel that you are 1% lacking in preparation, and if you lose the matter, that's because of that 1%.
Thank you. The
ये
next
same
question,
advice
please.
actors को भी मिलती है. Same advice. Nothing is in your hands. Just do it.
The next question, please.
My question is to Shreya ma'am. Even though we know the differences between the real legal representation, could you please tell us some similarities between the two, as we might have seen only one side?
I didn't understand. Can you repeat your question?
Could you please tell us some similarities between the real legal representation?
Well, there are quite a few. I mean, the difference, I guess, would be in terms of, as actors, we've taken the liberty, because it's a show, to keep it concise, because realistically, like Shefali said, it would take a long time for cases to be heard, etc. But beyond that, I think, like I mentioned, in terms of the art direction, in terms of how we've shown different kinds of lawyers. So the fun part is that the show has many lawyers also who are arguing, and each one has a different style. Like Suchitra ma'am here, you have Girish Kulkarni sir. Everybody has a very unique style that's come in, and all of them, I think, would have been based on someone or the other that the team would have, I guess, loosely. She's not saying anything, but I mean, lawyers have also been part of writing the show. So it's all coming from an authentic place, I would say. Yeah.
Thank you. I think we'll take 2-3 more questions. That's all about it.
Good afternoon, everyone. My question is to Shefali ma'am. What can be the takeaways for lawyers, also known as the budding law students, from this series?
So I would really like it if all the lawyers and the law students were to watch it and think about what they might have given the judgment as, and also what other arguments that we could have missed out on could have been woven in, which would have really strengthened either side's case. Because we've really tried to keep it quite accurate legally. So we would love it if you give us feedback on what other arguments we missed out on, or if you find an inaccuracy of a legal argument. So please use it as that kind of material also.
Maybe 2 more questions.
Yeah.
Hi, Shreya, Akruti here. Shreya.
Oh, sorry. Hi.
Hi. Shreya, you said it takes a lot to portray the role of a lawyer. So, what was the most challenging aspect for you?
Just to believe that I'm a lawyer. I mean, as an actor, the most beautiful thing is that we get to live many lifetimes in one lifetime. And law is something I've always been fascinated by. And even though I couldn't pursue it, I feel like for the 52 days that I shot for this series, I could live that aspect, you know, in my own way. And like I said, I really trusted Shefali, and I would just go to her all the time to guide me. So a lot of, if you like my performance, I will take very little credit for it because it is the guidance that has come. Because I had many stages where I was questioning how I was doing, is it authentic? But eventually sometimes things just come together and you just have to have fun and have faith. So I think it's for the audience to decide if how we've all portrayed our parts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Shefali. Hi. Shefali, since you've launched the serial and amongst the law students, what do you think they will take away from Guilty Minds? And secondly, how did you choose and pick the stories that you have covered in the series?
I hope that they will enjoy it, firstly, and they will pick up information from it, like I said earlier. And what was your second question? How did I pick the stories? All four of us in the writers' room had a huge role in picking up stories. So we thought about it. Jayant is a voracious reader. He really likes to think about issues. Manav is a voracious reader. Diksha is a lawyer. And all of us are interested in the world around us. And so we tried to pull out stories that each of us had a close connection to. And researched it then, and all of us read all the scripts and went over it legally and every which way. So basically there's no dearth of issues. And so hopefully season 2, season 3 and season X, we can keep putting out stories that people want to debate.
In fact, Shefali, the first question you have raised, that stitching of tunes together and bring a new tune, it is exactly artificial intelligence and machine learning is doing. I have written in a paper of mine, and if that cannot be a crime, then how this new tune created is kind of a crime. There's a big question one has to shed light on. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Dr. Basu. That was fantastic. Thank you so much. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. We're running out of time. Could we allow that?
One last question to Shefali. Thank you. Shefali, you have... my name is Siraj Sayyed. You've titled your series Guilty Minds, which raises the question of premeditation, which is a very major principle in law. Sentences are often decided on the basis of jaan-booch ke, soch samajh ke, ghat laga ke. So, are you examining that area of law as such, or this is just a fancy title?
We're definitely examining that area of the law, as I've said earlier. And I just want to pick up your cue and elaborate on Guilty Minds. Our working title was Mens Rea. And as all the law students would and should know...
I would have said that.
Yeah, that mens rea is the legal Latin term for the intent, the guilty mind. For an action to be a crime, there also needs to be a guilty mind, and that has to be established by the lawyer. That actually this person intended to commit this crime. So yes, that is what people are proving in court, and we are showing both sides of that. Now, whether the judgment is correct or wrong, that is true in real life, that people will question it. And I hope you all will question it, because those are going to be the gems that we should have of debate.
Thank you so much.
Yes, so we're doing that. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We have a media Q&A coming up. Madam, there's a media Q&A. You're a member of the media. And that is a separate segment. So don't worry, you'll get your day and time. Would you please pass on the mic? Thank you. So, thank you. Can I please request all of you to give them a wonderful round of applause? That was amazing. Yes, so interesting, so engaging. Shreya, you are a selfie queen. So I'm going to request all of you to turn around. Turn around, turn around. Turn around. It's going to be strange. Couple of steps back, this way. Alright? Shreya, I'm going to give you this selfie stick right now. Okay, this is a selfie stick, sir. Inko dijiye, ma'am ko dijiye. Okay, you're bad. Okay, so let me handle it. Let me handle it. Okay? We're going to take 3 selfies. Okay, you know, all these old people taking selfies is hilarious. Hang on, hold it. Would you do it? Would you do us the honors? Okay, one on each side. So you'll have to come closer to be in this selfie. You know, where do you click from is a great question. Can we find out? Yes? Guys, can I please request you all to stand and come closer? Okay, behind the cameras. Students, stand, come closer behind the cameras. You are the best students I have ever seen. So come slightly closer, stand up. Come closer, yeah, behind the cameras, yeah. Fantastic.
Ravi. Bye.
Okay, I had it. We had a blonde moment, it was fun. And okay, one on that side. Okay, one more on this. Sugandha, could I please request you to join us on the stage? Request to the students to kindly have a seat, settle down. Suchitra ma'am, could I please have you on the stage? Alright, this is for my friends from the media. I believe there is a photo op that you'd like to conduct at this moment. So our friends from the media, especially photographers, could I please request you to ask for who you require at this point? Everyone together, may I please request the wonderful cast and crew to stand and step forward as we do a photo op first. Can I also request our friends who are in the front row to kindly join us on stage? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, that's quite a long photo, I must say. Just keep your eyes to the front, my wonderful cast and crew. Could you kindly have a look right ahead? Thank you.
Thank you.
We're having so much fun and this music is really rocking it. But for my friends, yeah. That's a party, that's a party. Okay, great. Thank you so much, guys. Can I please request Namrata to stay back on the stage? Can I please request Satish ji, Sujitra ji, Shreya? Okay, that's great. Aparna, we're going to relieve you of your duties at this point. Thank you so much. Okay. Great. So there's a seat for me? How wonderful. Thank you. Okay, our friends from the media will have questions for you. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly settle down and we can start with the media Q&A. Thank you so much. Thank you, students. We can have our first question, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Shreya and Varun. This is Aditi from E-Times. A huge congratulations for A Guilty Mind. I wanted to know one thing. You had mentioned in one of the conversations previous that we were trying really hard to not be lawyers and not go much overboard with your roles. So as an actor, what were the challenges in finding that balance and actually not go that over the top with your characterization that way?
Let me rephrase what you just said. By that I meant that we wanted to make sure we were authentic and that we weren't being over dramatic at any points. But like Shefali said, that there are all kinds of, lawyers are also performers in a way, and then you have to bring your own personality into it. So there was no right or wrong about playing a lawyer. That's what I meant when I said that. Varun, would you like to?
My character was supposed to be a little over the
Yeah,
top.
yours
So, yeah, he was more animated, more excited, more evidently passionate about what he was fighting about. And like I said earlier, he was not sort of scared of showing any of it. I mean, he was all out with his emotions. So I think I had to worry about being that dramatic self, and Shefali sometimes used to make me jump before a take to up the energy, because Deepak's energy is very, very high. Like he's bouncing around, like it used to be tiring being him, if I may say.
And contrary to his character, my character was much more inwards, is much more inwards in terms of, as a person, she's not that expressive, but in court, perhaps she has her own way of saying it, but she's not as dramatic and out there as Deepak would be. But if as Shreya had to be a lawyer, maybe I would be as dramatic as you are.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Pratham. I have a question for the entire panel here. Here, on your left, yeah, guys, here. I'm raising my hand.
Hi. Okay, there.
Good to see all of you. And the question is that having played the characters that you have played and having created the content that you have created, does that kind of cement your belief in judicial proceedings in our court system? Or do you seriously think that much more work needs to be done to be able to arrive at a position where we will not be left as guilty minds?
That's a very complicated question. But can I just take this with your permission? You know, having fought many court cases over the years, I'm in and out of court all the time. I'm the court expert. So I can say that Guilty Minds was very close to authentic. The characters were very real. Of course, the time is, of crux, because court proceedings takes years and sometimes decades. But everything was very authentic except for the air conditioning. Indian courts need better air conditioning. I can vouch for that. Our set was fantastic.
Our next question.
Hi, Shefali Straight. Hi. My question to you is, you mentioned the missing gavel in the previous panel. Is there another persistent cliche, not essentially visual, could be a characterization, could be anything, about lawyers in courtroom movies that you were very intent to get rid of? Or do you think we should?
Cool.
Like, फिल्मों में होता है ना कि कोर्ट बड़े-बड़े होते हैं बड़े, ट्रायल कोर्ट में कि सनी देओल यहाँ से जा रहा है, ऐसे कर रहा है. तो हमारे यहाँ पे लॉयर ऐसे बस रियल कोर्ट में गए होंगे आप, तो आपको जगह नहीं मिलती, बस आप यहीं से आप जज को एड्रेस करते हो. तो अनफॉर्चुनेटली इन दोनों को ये मौका नहीं मिला कि सनी देओल जैसे तारीख पे तारीख उसे करने का मौका नहीं मिला. तो अब हमने कोशिश की थोड़ा रियल जाए. तो ये और एक पॉइंट. और एक विटनेस बॉक्स, कि हमने आज तक इतने फिल्मों देखा है कि विटनेस बॉक्स होता है, कटघरा होता है. सारे कोर्ट में विटनेस बॉक्स नहीं होता है, कई होते हैं. तो हमने कई विटनेस बॉक्स भी दिखा है, कई नहीं भी दिखा है. जस्ट एक प्लाईवुड का एक छोटा सा बॉक्स होता है, कई तो जस्ट एक बेंच होता है, वहाँ पे विटनेस खड़े होते हैं, कई तो कुछ होता भी नहीं, जस्ट विटनेस खड़े होते हैं. सुप्रीम कोर्ट में हमने बहुत सारे आपने फिल्मों देखा होगा कि सारे लॉयर्स और जज जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट में क्या गाउन, ट्रायल कोर्ट में भी लोग गाउन पहन के आते हैं, जनरली ट्रायल कोर्ट में गाउन लोग नहीं पहनते. तो ये कुछ बातें हैं जो हमने अवॉइड की, हम थोड़ा रियल रखने की कोशिश की.
और रियल कोर्ट में ऑर्डर कोई नहीं बोलता.
नहीं होता. और दूसरा, सुप्रीम कोर्ट और हाई कोर्ट में विटनेसेस नहीं बुलाए जाते, गवाही नहीं होती है, सिर्फ लोअर कोर्ट्स में होती है. तो इनफैक्ट वो इस वजह से हमें सारे अपने केसेस मोस्टली लोअर कोर्ट्स में, ट्रायल कोर्ट्स में, सेशंस कोर्ट्स में रखने पड़े, क्योंकि हमें चाहिए था कि विटनेस की क्रॉस क्वेश्चनिंग हो. तो इसलिए ये भी एक कॉमन मिसरिप्रेजेंटेशन होता है.
I have a question for Satish ji. Satish ji, you are on a roll.
Wow.
Satish ji, you are on a roll. Bloody Brothers में देखा आपको, शर्मा जी नमकीन में देखा, और अभी गिल्टी माइंड्स. तो कितना मजा आ रहा है आपको ये सारे किरदार करते हुए अलग-अलग माध्यमों में? And now this is of course Amazon Prime. So what does it indicate about the day and age that we are living in and the kind of content that we are creating?
Of course, बहुत मजा आ रहा है. मजा इसलिए आ रहा है that when you are working with younger generation, younger people, younger mind who are brilliant, and the content which is being created now is far superior, far meaningful. And for actors to perform, you get characters like you are saying, Bloody Brothers, Handa, which I played, or Sharma Ji Namkeen I played, or in Scam I played Manu Mundra, or Udta Punjab I played Taya Ji. So it is a very good position for an actor like me, who has been calendar, Pappu Pejar, Muthu Swami, all his life, and trying to please and make people laugh. But here is another side of Satish Kaushik, which is being tapped by younger filmmaker. I'm so happy about it. I'm really enjoying it to prove myself once again that I'm an actor from National School of Drama and I'm a theatre actor and I can do anything. So thanks to all these opportunities, thanks opportunity which Shefali gave me, So it's an interesting period and I think it's the best period and I'm trying to prove myself more in coming times.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Finally, आपकी बारी आ ही गई. आइए, बोलिए.
मैं बहुत wait हो गया. My question is to Varun and Shreya both. So congratulations for the Guilty Minds show. It's a very interesting show because I personally also like law and all. लेकिन मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि जैसे आपने एक्सपीरियंस किया ये पूरा होल जुडिशियल प्रोसीजर, तो क्या एक चेंज आप चाहोगे कि जुडिशियल प्रोसीजर्स में हो जो आपने फील किया कि सब पॉजिटिव चेंज जो जुडिशियल प्रोसीजर में आप चाहोगे आए हमारी कंट्री के?
That's a tough one.
I mean, the question is very generic. I mean, I guess the hope is always that justice always prevails. That's always the hope. And I'm personally not cynical of it, is what I would say.
I think somebody was saying over here what can happen. I think the improvement can keep happening always. That's what one can say simply.
आई थिंक जितने पेंडिंग मैटर्स हैं वो जल्दी क्लियर हो. इतना बैकलॉग रहता है कोर्ट्स में, इतने टाइम लगता है जजमेंट्स आने में. दैट्स वन ऑफ द बिग थिंग्स वी शुड एम फॉर एंड होप फॉर.
तारीख पे
तारीख एक्चुअली सच है.
कौन पूछ रहा है? हाँ बस अभी बस हो गया.
Well, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That's about it. That's all the time that we have. And I want to say once again, you made a show that goes beyond, just being entertainment. So thank you so much. Both of you, I want to thank you. And also to carry your show ably forward, you have a wonderful cast of people who truly believe in their projects. So congratulations on that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. And before